with a top mount compressor. And this one isn't a column, this is an over-under. So you can see a freezer on the bottom, fridge on the top. They actually call this freezer a tri-mode section because you can change it from a freezer, which it comes from the factory as a default, to a fridge, to a Fresco cooler. So depending on how you want to work this, or if you want to put two of these machines side by side, you can change one into a freezer and one for a fridge for juice box for your children or something along those lines. Very beautiful product. It's cool that you can change that into three different modes. That's why it's called a tri-mode. So let's open up the door, and you can see just first off how beautiful the lights are inside of there. You can see you can fit a whole pizza tray inside of this machine because of how very deep this back wall is. We're able to achieve this because our evaporator is actually on the sidewall here. So with the evaporator being on the sidewall, we have lateral cooling, and the fan pulls air like this around the machine and keeps everything nice and cool. So when you open the door, you put groceries in here, heat rises, cool falls. So all that cold air is gonna fall inside your crisper bins, and then you're gonna close the door. Just the upper half is gonna have to really have the humidity and the moisture inside of there, and then it's gonna start to circulate that air, pull it back to the evaporator, create more frost, and keep everything nice and cool. If you are gonna go shopping, there's different functions that this machine can do for you, like a shopping mode. So it'll bring it down to like the lowest temperature that it can possibly run at because it knows you're gonna come in there and put some food in there that's warm, and it's gonna have to get down to temperature again. So functions and settings, two places you can go on this machine. Functions are things that you can set the machine to do. So you can tell the machine to go into shopping mode, vacation mode, eco mode, Sabbath mode, all different things. Settings are things that you can set, the time, Celsius, Fahrenheit, and multiple other things. You can also go into the service mode. We have a very robust service mode in here. It's about 30 steps. It's a very linear test. You can only go forwards, you can't go backwards. During the test, there's only a few spots of that test that I would stop at. So you've got sensor readings, great for a refrigeration tech. You can see real-time sensor readings inside this machine without taking anything apart, putting a sensor in a glass of ice water and ohming it out with a meter. You can leave it right in the machine and see what she's doing, no matter what. And then you've got a full service mode to check your fans, your heaters, and different things like that. Very, very robust service mode. Very easy, service friendly. There's not a lot that we would need to move this fridge out for unless we're doing a complete sealed system overhaul. Everything can be done with this machine built in right in the space it is. You've got your vent up top here. This is where your condenser is. So if you give this a nice little pull, you've got your condenser up there. That's where you're gonna wanna wipe down every so often. Since this is up high and not on the floor, it's not gonna catch as much dog hair and things like that, but every year or so, pop this open. You might even get an error code that says condenser is warm, and it just means that you've got a little layer of just lint on there that you're gonna clean off so it can breathe. There's a fan passing through here to keep the unit actually cool because this is where it's expelling all the warm air that it's taking out of the refrigerator. Refrigerator doesn't make something cold, it leaves it cold, takes the warmth out and disperses it up top. So we want to make sure that we can keep that clean and air moving through there. So I'm going to walk you through some of the settings really quickly. So if you see in the top right hand corner of this a little red triangle, that means there's an error code. This is a great little point. So error code, unit open, we had the door open for some time. If we push this button, it tells us unit is open, warning. So we had the door open for some time. I push the button, it's gonna cancel the noise, but it's still gonna show it's illuminated because the door is still open. We have not satisfied it by closing it. But if we had an error code and you push that button for the error code, it'll tell you the error code. It may say TM not cooling or fan not working or whatever the case may be, but that'll lead you into where you need to go. So a customer may not see an error code displayed on the screen because they don't notice the little triangle. If they see a triangle, push the alarm button, it'll read out the error code and point you in the right direction. So let's start on functions. Functions, you got max cool fridge, holiday mode, max cool fresh zone, and beverage cooler. You got a little spot in the freezer where you can put a 6-pack of Coke or beer or something inside of there that's nice and warm. Set a 20-minute timer and go back in there and grab your cold drinks. You can turn your ice maker on and off. If you turn it on, you will have a red highlight around it. If you have it off, it turns back to white again. Water filter, and then system cleaning. System cleaning is going to be your best friend when it comes to making ice and having no ice issues and diagnosing no ice issues. Water filter, it can be bypassed. It's a manual bypass back there. So if they don't need a filter, they can uninstall it and turn off the countdown. And then that's it. So then we're gonna go back home. We're gonna go to settings. So you can set the date, the time, Celsius, Fahrenheit, language, fresh zone options, Sabbath mode. You can reset it, demo mode, in and out of demo mode. Maintenance, service mode, and information tells you about software on the electronics and things like that. We sometimes will ask you guys for that information because we'd like to know the software that the machine is running. But let's pop into service mode. Enter password, don't tell your friends. So this is the sensor readings. This does not make a lot of sense when you just look at it, but you've got air sensor, evap sensor, ice maker sensor, BG is your condenser. And this unfortunately is all in Celsius, but you can pull out your phone and your little Googleator and put C to F and find out what these temperatures truly are. So we're plus 29 on our condenser. Our ice maker is negative 19 degrees Celsius. Our ice maker, or excuse me, V3 is ice or freezer section. Our air temperature is 19 degrees. And our ice maker sensor is at 19 degrees. And our freezer evap sensor is at 18 degrees. So they're all right around the same temperature. This, to a technician that works on refrigeration, is gold. If you see a negative 40 on any of these spots, that's a bad sensor right off the box. It just means it's either unplugged or it's a bad sensor. So you see why V2 has a bunch of zeros? Because V2 is only used if you change freezer to a fridge or a fresco cooler. Then V3 will show zeros and V2 will show sensors. If you push enter, this will go into service mode. I'm not gonna push enter because there's like 30 steps. I can't go backwards and it's a very long test. So I'm just gonna go back out of here just so you guys can see that. And I wanna go do a manual clean on one of the columns so you guys can actually see how it's actually done and to diagnose these ice issues. So follow me over here, Patrick. So this is a Fulgor Milano column freezer. You can see it has the same display, same options. So we're gonna go into settings and we're gonna swipe. Demo mode is on, so we're gonna turn demo mode off. So no highlight around that. We're gonna go ice maker. Ice maker must be off for system cleaning. So just for funsies, I'm gonna turn it on. See how you got the red illumination? So if you see that, you cannot run system cleaning with that on. So you must turn this off. Now that it's off, we can run system cleaning. Manual clean, yes. So what this is gonna do is pressurize the machine. When you install this for the first time, you've got no water to the machine except for at the very, very back side of the machine. We need water to the ice maker. And if this was a Fiaba, they have water dispensers inside the fridge, and we need the water dispenser to actually get water out. So if this ice maker tries 10 times to fill with water, and in the sensor of the ice maker does not change in temperature, it does not think it filled with water. So during this manual clean, the ice maker rotates. If there's any ice in there, it'll dump it out, and then it's gonna rotate back again and stay halfway, just like that. So water can trickle through. This is your fill tube heater. Water is going to trickle into the ice maker, come through the ice maker into your ice bin. All right, once this is complete, what you're going to want to do is go back up to the display, and you're going to want to turn your ice maker back on. Oops, I went to the wrong one. Because you have to have your ice maker off to run this test. You want to make sure you turn your ice maker back on before you leave, or else it's not going to make ice. Although you just went through this process and the ice maker did its job, we got voltage from the electronics, we got water. The only thing left in that equation is freezing temperatures, and if we've got freezing temperatures, we should have ice. So make sure you turn the ice maker back on before you leave. Now, again, this is a column and a column. So we got a fridge and a freezer. If you don't want to over-under, you can go many different sizes. So we got an 18 and a 30. You can actually do a 36 and a 36. You have many, many different options, and you can see they're all going to be the TFT thin film transistor touchscreen. So you basically touch it, you scroll for your temperature, you pick your temperature. Everything is all touchscreen. There's only so many places you can go, so many places you can navigate, and it's a very, very, very great machine. They keep temperatures very well. They come preset at 41 from the factory, so just know that they maintain temperatures very well. My personal home product is run at 41 degrees because if I get to 38, 39, I'm gonna have ice crystals in my milk. So they do run typically colder than you would normally want to set it to, just a reminder. And again, you can put full pizza 18-inch platters inside of here because our evaps are on the right or the left depending on the door swing. Since this door's opening to the left, our evaporator's on the left wall. Since this one's opening to the right, it's on the right wall. And the cool thing about this is the hinges, is they're proprietary hinges. And the way that they hinge is they hinge out towards you, they don't hinge out away from you. So what it's doing is effectively hiding this side to where you've got a gap this big for your evaporator, your side panel, everything. But on this side, we've got this much room. But with the way they design the hinges, you can't see that. So it looks like just a small size refrigerator side. Everything is perfect, but it's so very deep. The downfall about these being very deep is they're going to be touching the wall when they're installed. And where do we have water lines mostly on these refrigerators? Usually about waist height, maybe a little bit lower, but they're behind the fridge. And if they're behind the fridge, I just don't want to hear this beeping. And if they're behind the refrigerator, there's a good chance that it's going to get crushed if it's a PEX water line. So we want to make sure that behind the unit, on the toe kick, the rear toe kick, you've got about a 3-inch gap. That's where you're going to want to run your water and your power to an adjacent cabinet. That way a customer can unplug it if they need to, or turn water off if there's an active leak. If you leave water behind this machine and they have an active leak, there's no way for them to install this machine to get to that water line to get that shut off and turn it off. Run under the sink, but there's channel back there where you can do that to where you can actually push this up against the wall and have it be completely flush, because there's been more than my fair share of service calls where it's just a crushed water line not allowing water through to make ice or to provide water if it's a Fiaba. So thank you guys for joining me today on my Fulgor Milano rant. There's gonna be many more. Please comment on these videos. I wanna make more. Make me take some stuff apart. I want you guys to have some questions and put some product out in front of you with my tools so we can get a little bit deeper into detail. Thanks again for joining Peak Performance. My name is Mike Langen. If you guys need to call in for tech support, 844-477-4832. Thanks again for joining.